Yes, guys, we've been trading amazing over the last couple of weeks. Another winning day today. Only managed to capture one of the positions we wanted to get into. Missed out on the other one. Price didn't move high enough, but still a great day. We posted this analysis on X earlier, hours ago. So it played out perfectly. We had the analysis bang on the money. I'm going to walk you guys through it now on the charts. It's funny, yeah, because I actually did a video to accompany the analysis. Well, I say I did. I tried to do a video 4 or 5 times. First time I hadn't connected the microphone. The second time I'd done the whole analysis, leaving the fucking this like this, so you couldn't see what I was doing on the analysis screen. And then it was like it was a long video, but I'm gonna do the same thing again. It was ended up me being sat there for like 40 minutes. So I just was like, no, I'm going for a walk because it really frustrated me. But yeah, so here we are. So essentially I had two positions. So I was explaining this earlier. If we didn't get cut out of if I didn't mess up the recording, right? Look, this was an A plus setup for me. What I mean by A plus setup is it's something that I would bet my largest percentage allocation to. The way I like to trade is day trade. This is how I used to do it. This is how I've started doing it again, and it works for me. Is I have a criteria, okay, a certain set of confluences that I would like to build together in order to frame an idea. I work on the idea the pre-evening, so I have on my journal I say pre-evening. In the night tonight, I will sit and I will look at price action, and if I think the market could shape up to do something nice, I will write out what I want to see. Thank God I only trade New York session now, so my trading day starts around 10, 11 a.m. And I'll start to write my PS, my pre-session hypothesis. And what I want to see is the pre-evening hypothesis align with the pre-session hypothesis. And if them two things align and price action looks like it's going to continue to develop how it does, I will make that commitment to make the trade. If that criteria, if in the hypothesis, like today, when I put a little bit of it on X, is so crisp, it's in alignment with the overall direction of the directional trend, which I'll go through in a minute, everything ticks the box. It can be an A plus setup. So an A plus setup for me would get my largest level of risk. I risk personally when day trading on an A plus setup between 2 to 2.5 to 3%. That's not the same for everybody. You need to alter your percentage allocation to each individual position depending on your win rate. If your win rate over a series of 1,000 trades, obviously maybe not many of you have done that, but for example, is over 100 trades or whatever, and you're only winning 40% of the time, yeah? You wouldn't really want to risk 3% on any trade just in case you take a couple of losses consecutively. It can damage your balance sheet. So if you are a positive win rate trader, which I would say is somebody over 50%, like myself, that's how I have been trading over the last, say, 6 months. So I've been doing okay. I have that percentage allocation, and as beginners, I would just, do 1%, 0.5%. You don't need to rush this. You just get better first. But the criteria always when I'm day trading and trading intra week is the EMAs. Yeah, I want to see and the SMAs. I want to trade below this. If I'm trading below this, I'm automatically adding to the confluence because I'm trading with the trend. If that SMA and EMA is in alignment all the way right the way down to the 4 hour time frame, I want to. That adds confidence that I'm in alignment with the trend, right? And what we've seen today, simply, and it's beautiful. It's honestly, this is just playing out absolutely fucking beautifully. We have this downside low. This is the target for the end of the week, or heading into next week, right? And initially, straight off the bat, we have been trading below the EMA, and we did reclaim it, right? And there's like this overall overarching range. We have volume profile, which I'll go into a little bit. We're not going to try and make this video too long, but we traded back below the EMAs and the SMAs. This was the trade we missed on Monday. So essentially, I got it wrong. I thought maybe momentum could carry high and we could take out this high. Was wrong, got out. But what this done was confirm to me that the overall bias, once we kind of reclaim back below this, was going to roll over it. And when you go into the lower time frame charts, yeah, this is, you can see the positions come down to our take profit, basically. I got out before, just before I recorded the video. But you can see that when you look at the yellow boxes, right? Let me just remove these two. When you look at the yellow boxes, the New York session and all the sessions, other than London today, we've been in a downtrend, and this would obviously say New York, but it was the weekend and also only just the last 3 days. But you can see like New York was here, the timing, I know it's a Sunday, but it's still relevant. We had to move lower. So I look at like the psychology of these different time frames. They've all been in alignment, other than Asia kind of broke out a little bit. We've been trending down off the back of this move on Sunday, and then this move. The profile is to sell. The market is in a selling scheme. The market is looking to sell. There is not enough buyers to prop price up. Sellers are in control. So we want to capture the market and be in alignment with that, right? And the reason why we've seen these levels as our trigger points, right? Let me hide the sessions, right? Simply put, okay, so we have our fixed range volume profile taken from here to here. I'll do some education on this. This is how this tool has really changed a lot for me, to be honest. It's fucking brilliant, and I love it. I love that I've added this to my arsenal, right? So we have the value area high, the value area low, and this is the point of control. This is the place where the most transactional volume took place for BTC over this given range, right? And this is where you can always anticipate price to be magnetized towards. So when we were trading around here, right, and we were in London session, okay. Initially, what we had as well on the liquidation heat maps, where are we? Remove this, liquidation heat map. We had this cluster, which I did actually think we were going to take out. We haven't taken that out yet. So we took out this little green area, but I did think we were going to come up and take that out. That's why I had one order on this level. So I had one order on 68,530, but I also had another order on this H4 level, here. As you can see, there's been a lot of volume, point of control, transactional volume. So I wanted to get in and around this 4-hour level, right? So we had the first order taking place here, which you can see if we bring back not going to come back. If you can see when we had our first order, that got taken out. And then we had the second order, which didn't get taken out. But essentially what we were looking for is price to trade into New York and look to trade up into this region and take out them liquidation levels. Regardless, I thought and felt as though we were going to see price be magnetized up in towards this region nonetheless, and then roll over again. Just because that move was quite sharp and it was quite like a liquid, and it looked like we were going to fill that back up again, and we did. And it was literally just a perfect play. And also another thing to bear in mind is we had this beautiful Fibonacci retracement here. Yeah. And once we come back into this 50% region, it's almost fair value, or you could say premium. And also as well, when you pull it from this high to, you don't want to do this too much, but obviously, again, these ranges were taken, and on this range here, which matches the fixed range volume profile, it aligns nicely with this. So anything above this was where I would want to get in the position. I wouldn't want to miss out on the position. And obviously in New York, traders followed suit on how they had been trading over the last few days and this week. One thing that I used to do, especially when I was trading currencies, which seems to work quite a lot on Bitcoin, is it feels as though when the market's made its mind up on Monday, you're really just trying to figure out when you can get positioned hidden through the week, unless there's some big shift in macro data and so on and so forth. But guys, look, honestly, this is the best environment. This has been the best trading I've had in a long time, and it's really simple. We just keep things really simple. Trade and look. It's not to say I can't take long setups when we're trading below the daily SMAs and EMAs. You can, but you just don't risk as much. So you'd risk 0.5 to maybe 1% max, or 0.75%. I'm going to do a lot more videos on actual size and position size and risk management and so on and so forth. But we're really in alignment with the market now. But there's one thing I put on X before, and it's really true, is we are nothing trading these markets. I am a trader who's been trading for 6 years. Yes, I've had a good 2 weeks, but it doesn't mean that you start thinking I know everything. I'm going to do just as much work on my strategy, on my refinement, as I have been doing forever. And I'm going to continue to get better, continue to look for edges. What could I have done better? How could I have improved? How could I manage to trade better? Was there anything that is there any sort of, I've got a lot of ways I can improve based on this week. Realistically, if I didn't fuck around at the start of the week and try and long the market up into this high, and I just stuck in alignment with the overall trend, I would have probably caught that move and this move, okay? So there's areas I can improve on. I'm going to look to improve on them areas. No one's made. No one on X. You have to continue to improve. So as well as we're doing, things can change. Markets can become really difficult to trade. You can start to lose, and you have to be able to be confident in the fact that you've been doing the work when you've needed to. Yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Nice one. Thank you very much.